Afternoon YouTube, it is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle Happy Medium, and in this video or topic for discussion today, we are going to look at holding the blend and how easy it is to hold the blend with the spirit world and not allow the conscious mind to interfere. Many people ask me this question, and how can we as a teacher, or how I as a medium can help the general public or the mediums out there trying to keep that blend when they're working rostrums, private sittings, or any kind of demonstration work. So here are my hints and tips for yous out there to be able to hold that blend that little bit more. The first one I can always give you is intention. Always setting your intention to the spirit world that when you stand up, you are moving your conscious over by saying, I'm ready to work for the spirit world now. Everything that floods into my mind is the spirit world and nothing but the spirit world. After that, 2, you have to learn to trust. Trust that what you're shown, what you hear, what you feel, what you're given is just as important and must be given just the way that you receive it. Third tip for me when holding that blend is making sure that your mind is with the communicator. So whether you're looking at them, whether you're hearing them, whether you're feeling them, listening and feeling and learning to understand the energy, making sure that the energy is still there with you. If it's gone all blank, more than likely your conscious mind has started to interfere, which means you've dropped the link. Or if it feels like it's faded away, or it feels like it's pulling back, or it feels like it's sort of dissipating in some capacity, that's a bit of a sign for me as a medium that either I'm starting to interfere consciously or my blend is starting to move and adapt and change. And I have to either adjust and move me as the medium in order so that that blend reconnects and stays where it needs to be. 4, take absolutely no notice of the people in the room. I pretend they're all naked. I do. I pretend that each and every person in that room is naked when I stand on a rostrum, because a lot of people have a big fear of people looking at them when they're working for the spirit world, because of the fact that there's so many eyes looking at you. 2, because you think you may do something wrong. Or 3, it is just that you have a fear built in around people who look at you. So I pretend they're all naked. Therefore, it doesn't make any difference, because in my mind, they're naked, they've got no clothes on. Therefore, I just stay with the spirit world, which keeps my conscious mind busy. But what tends to happen is when we're working for the spirit world, the conscious mind, or we want to interfere. We want to give the razzler-dazzler performance. We want to get nailing it first time. We want to get all the yeses. Well, what you really should be looking at is how you're doing your mediumship. So tip 5 for me is why you're doing your mediumship and for what reasons are you doing your mediumship. If you're doing mediumship for the right intent and for the right reasons, you'll never go far wrong. If you're wanting to have your name in lights, or you're wanting to be known because you're the next best thing or whatever it may be, maybe you need to take a look at your intention of your mediumship and why it is that you do the work that you do for the spirit world. Because ultimately your intention is everything when you're working for them. 6, the next thing that I would say to you is, if you are consciously interfering, or if you are allowing your conscious mind to come into play, then you need to push that back over or out of the way. Give it something to do. Great way for this is when I do trance. So for people who do trance, we need to give the conscious mind something to do in order so that it's not interfering with the altered states as we move through them, in order to be able to communicate with the spirit world or allow that blend that little bit closer. So what I tend to do is give my conscious mind something to do, i.e. I write. So on the conscious side of my mind, my conscious side is writing. On the other side of me is working for the spirit world and holding that blend. So give your conscious mind something to do inside of your mind. So what I mean by this is you could box your mind off into 2 segments, i.e. when I say I'm working for the spirit world, I push it over. I bring like my pen in and I'll write so that my conscious mind is busy. It has nothing, it's got something to do, which stops it interfering too much. If I've dropped my blend, or if I've got the blanks, or if it's the energy starting to change, I'll go back, give the conscious mind something to do, keep it writing, and then I'll take my mind back to the spirit world and say, right, what next? Give me a bit more. My other tip for keeping my blend with the spirit world, making sure that you allow the communicator to do what it needs to do. So i.e., this is tip 7. Trying to stay away from the checklist, stay away from asking lots of questions. What's your age? What's your date of birth? What's this? What's that? And using the connection of what's your story? Why are you here? What is it you'd like me to talk about? What's important to you and your loved one? Why is it that you've turned up here? Because they have the story and they know what they need to talk about. My hint and tip for number 8, intelligence of the spirit world. Letting them do their job. Let them do what they need to do. Remember, as the medium, you're only meant to be standing in the middle making your mouth go. That's it. Let these do their job. Keeping away from the conscious, the checklist, like I say in fact 7, will help you with this. This takes a little bit of practice. People have a hard time allowing people or the spirit world to do what they're supposed to be doing, because we as humans seem to think that we need to get involved here, and we don't. The best thing that I can recommend for anybody who's also looking to try and strengthen that blend and hold that blend is making sure that you're sitting for the spirit world. Now, lots of people will say, oh, well, Danielle, my conscious should just move straight away. And yes, I agree with all of them things. But what we have to also remember here is we're not just sitting for the spirit world, we're sitting for ourselves, which is important. People have forgotten that mediumship is part of soul growth. It's not just about giving messages here, it's about learning to adapt and understand energy. And if you're not sitting, or you're not sitting in the power, you're not going to understand energy, and you've got to understand energy in order to be able to read it, work with it, and deliver it. So learning to take that 15 minutes every other day, or whenever it is that you feel is good for you, by all means do so. Sometimes it's just a bit of me time. And when our mind's really busy, the spirit world of trying to read the energy gets a little tough there, because we as the conscious mind is interfering. Where if we're keeping the conscious mind busy with the pen or quiet, it's allowing the blend to hold stronger, which is allowing us to keep that blend moving forward. My tip, and my strongest tip, 9. Practice. Practice makes perfect. If you're not practicing, you're not understanding the mediumship. You're not understanding your energy. You're not understanding how the messages need to be delivered. Every communicator is different, i.e. the spirit world. Every sit is different, i.e. the human world. Learning to do wide ranges of different diverse sitters and communicators will help you to understand things more when you're working for the spiritual realms there. These are just some of the hints and tips I can give you to help you hold the blend more, or help you to keep a hold of the blend better when you're working for the spiritual realms. I hope it's been informative. I hope it's had some impact on loads of you that ask me these questions. Also, learning not to be nervous. Again, this is what the sitting will do. Will help you overcome your fears. Because 9 times out of 10, majority of the time that people drop the blend, or because of, not learning to work with the spirit more closely, is because there's a fear in you. There is something that's triggering you off. And you need to understand that in order so that it can be addressed and let go of there. But I have been Danielle, better known as Danielle Happy Medium, and I'll be seeing you lot all very, very soon.